welcome back to part two. I want to hit most of this. I don't go too fast, but every point of this is important things to create. So remember, when you don't enforce your rules all the time, you create velociraptors. Right? And to test for weaknesses and then remember. All right? You know when the kids are going to act up. It's going to be on a Friday when you're sick and you're busy and there's been a fire drill and you're unfocused. That's when they will test you, and that's when they'll ask to do something to break a rule. And when you do, they will never forget it, and they will keep on testing you. So you have to be consistent, or you're not. And that's the hard part for all of us. So you have to. The trick is setting some rules that you can enforce for the long term. Not rules you can enforce in the fall when you're fresh and rested and tan, right, and ready to go. But rules that you can enforce in February, March, okay, when you're tired, when the winter is never going to end. All right. So you don't believe in the power of random reinforcement? How about this? The lottery is bigger than movies, music, and porn combined.
Oh, wow.
That's big business. Yeah, that's that random reinforcement that makes people just keep doing it no matter what. All right? So you got to start thinking of some procedures, and you're going to train them and then enforce those. So what do you want your kids to do in your classroom? And how will they know if they're doing it right? And you practice it with them. So what you're going to need to do is, you've already done this in your classrooms, and so it's not going to take a lot of work. But you need to sit down and think, what are some procedures that we can make for predictable things that are going to happen in your classroom? You know, or if they need to speak in English, if they need to go to the restroom, if they don't have a pencil, you know, if they forget their materials, if you need to get books from the classroom library. You know, there's all kinds of, those are some top ones that just come off my head. You know, to enter the classroom, to start class, what's the procedure for doing that? For ending class, that one drives me insane when I'm walking in the hall too. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you know, they're charging the door.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're standing pressed against the door, right? Standing up, yeah, outside waiting for the bell to ring. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, how do you end class? I end class, not the bell. Sometimes I will end a little bit before the bell and before you go. Sometimes it'll be a little bit after. A lot of times it'll be right at the bell. But I'm the one that says when class is over. I don't care if half your other teachers is allowed you to get up, pack up all your stuff 10 minutes before class is over, and stand by the door. That just drives me crazy. And if you do that, especially if you have procedures for the beginning and the end of the class, you have the bookings, then you're going to start inching ahead of colleagues in your building and in your state, across the nation, because you will get an extra 5 to 10 minutes of instructional time every day. After a week, that's like one extra whole day of teaching. You know, in the whole school year, that really starts adding up. And your kids, I mean, they will be so far ahead. It's like, it's not even funny, you know, because they know how to come into the classroom and they know how to leave the classroom. And they're not getting distracted by things. So, those are some examples. So you have to develop and drill your procedures ahead of time, and then model rituals as they do it. We'll talk about those. If you don't develop procedures, your students will develop procedures for you.
That's true.
Right? And theirs will not be nearly as good as yours are. And no one will learn from them. So you have to figure out what are your procedures going to be when you start class. You're going to make it easy to comply with your procedures. Note this is no rules. It's experiment at Yale? The incremental steps get people to go along?
For the shocking?
Yes, the shocking, where they just said, someone in a lab coat with a clipboard said, give them shocks, they'll learn. And the person is like an actor screaming, no more, please stop. And they're like, yeah, keep pressing that button, keep pressing that, and people will just keep doing it. They make it easy to go along. We're going to use that idea in your classroom to make it easy to go along with your procedures. So you start early, then you start asking and you get them saying yes to you with little things. You got to do it the first week or two, then because it starts fading off. So you got to figure you want to relax and be happy the first couple weeks of school, but you can't. That's where you have to be working your hardest, you know, because you would like to. You'd like to ease into it, and people like you, excited about being in class, right? Yeah.
Don't be their friend.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to do that. Okay, so here's some examples of some procedures I have in my classroom. I want you to brainstorm some other ones and come up, what are some other procedures, some other regular activities that you see in your classroom that we can brainstorm procedures for. When someone arrives late in my class, just an example, they said, so when someone comes late, someone will always come late, they walk in late, they don't say, man, there was a fight in the hall, and blah, 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 or I hate the stupid cops in this town, blah, blah, blah. You don't say that. You come in and you say to the group, you say, lo siento. And you sit down. I'm sorry. That's actually the first word I teach them in Spanish 1. Lo siento.
No,
that's the second line, yeah. Right. When someone arrives late, they say, lo siento. I say, you know how you feel a little bit bad when you say I'm sorry, right? You say, I feel low, I feel so low, I see through your toe. Low, siento. And they just remember, they think it's funny, right? But what I'm teaching them in our class, when you ask for forgiveness, we will say, that's okay, we will forgive you. They can't find that anyplace else in their life, most kids. Right? I mean, our generation is anything goes, but nothing is ever forgiven or forgotten. You know, it's just this weird kind of thing that's going on. In our classroom, when you screw up, even a minor thing, we can forgive it and go on.
And how do we model that? Like, they say lo siento.
And we say, gracias, está bien, gracias. I just say, yeah, that's fine, thanks. Sit down. You know, and so it's like, it's a minor thing, but it models it constantly. That if you just acknowledge it, you're good.
So teacher acknowledges to the whole class?
I usually acknowledge it. But they kind of say it to the whole class because they're
Yeah.
slightly disrupting all of us. It's minor, and I actually say this, you're disrupting us a slight bit when you come late. So you just say, lo siento, sit down. And they do. I mark them tardy, and there's consequences in the school for that, right? But, yeah. But even if it's the same kid, a lot of kids are tardy a lot. But if they keep saying lo siento, I will keep forgiving them. 70 times 7. That's too long to get. All right?
That's awesome.
All right. Someone sneezes in my classroom. Shucks. What do you say? Someone's job is this classroom job. The sneeze person.
I did this year. I think I got it from your website, the
Okay.
uno, dos, tres, salud thing.
Yeah. You say, the person just interrupts, right? As soon as they hear someone sneeze, they go, clase, uno, dos, tres, and the whole class goes, salud. And then, you know, so we can do the Spanish way that we say salud, dinero, amor, if they keep sneezing, right? And so they kind of learn a cultural kind of thing too. Like mine, I mean, you already kind of disrupted us with the sneeze. But I don't want kids saying, God bless you, because I'm tired, you know, I'm like, all this, like, let's don't use other languages, use Spanish language for crying out loud, right? And so they love it. You get a squirrely, crazy, loud, attentive kid, your ADD kid, to do that, you know? And man, it just, and spring, like, what? Someone's sneezing all the time.
Yeah, allergy season.
Yeah.
It's kind of intense.
It is. You know, you gotta get someone that's attentive, because some of these kids, they go, "Gee," like that's not a real sneeze. Like, you know, how can you sneeze like that? But that's fun. If someone's terrible at their job, that's the jefe, the boss job. Some of the job is absent. You have substitute people do jobs. You have a substitute, and they have to notice who's not here and know how to do their job. And sometimes 2 or 3 people go. If there's a visitor, it's a host or the interpreter. And we get books from the library. This is an important thing if you're reading in your classroom, if you're doing free reading. We have kids go 5 at a time, and you have to figure out the flow in your classroom. This one I had to think through, but mine, we kind of circulate through. There's always 5 people at the classroom library. If it's here or here or whatever, we get more books. There's only 5 people there at once, and if there's fewer than 5 people, there's like 1 or 2 people there, and someone doesn't notice and doesn't go up, you don't yell at them, you don't punch them, you don't scream, you don't throw anything at them. You just get up and go. And these people will pretty soon realize, oh, we were supposed to go. And they will go. You know, it's no big deal, but just be kind and circulate through, let the slow people figure it out, they'll get it. And you say, I expect everyone to get in the book in 1 minute. And I'll time it. You know, and if they do, you know, I say, oh, that's great, you know, and, you know, 1 minute, we're going to go faster. And so we practice doing that. We practice like grabbing a book and sitting down. That was 1.5 minutes. Let's practice it again. If you do it the first week of school, they'll listen to you and they'll do it. If you try this the 4th or 5th week of school, they've already kind of established their norms about, that's stupid, we're not going to do that. You know, you just got to get them when they're saying yes to you. Got to give them a 100%. So what else?
Bryce?
Besides these, what is else?
Can you talk
Yes.
about the jefe? Like if someone's terrible at their job, how
Yeah.
like what does that person do? Do you have someone be like a big cruel person, or are they like actually somebody really kind? It's like, hey, you're kind of bad.
Either, you know, I've had both kind of bosses in my life, you know.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, whoever is the jefe job, and I can fire the jefe. The jefe is kind of a powerful job, and sometimes you mess up and you get real loud and real powerful socially. That's not helping you. And so I've had to fire the jefe, and they hate that. They just hate it because it lowers their social standing. You know?
So they
So
literally fire people.
yeah.
Okay.
Many jobs I'll let volunteers do. And many jobs, you know, I'll appoint people. But the jefe, it's best if you appoint them. And if it is someone that's kind, that's the best. And I would not pick, sounds horrible, I would not pick someone for the jefe to be some kid with real low social skills or low social standing. I mean, I'm not being mean here. I mean, I am the sponsor of the anime club in our school, okay? If you imagine the kind of kids I help and deal with, right? All right? They have no social skills. They have no friends. They don't like each other. You know? They don't like anybody. But don't pick one of them, right? Pick some kid who's kind of middle to the top, slightly popular, but not super popular, because then they will start trying to run everything in their class, right? But just kind of popular, nice, attentive kind of kid. And they're going to be the jefe. And they decide if someone keeps their job or not. You know, say, hey, what do you think? You know? It's like the Roman emperor, you know?
Does that happen a lot? Do you have to fire?
At the beginning of the year, it does sometimes. Then they start taking their job more seriously too. You know, because they don't. They got a good job, they don't keep it. Because it's like, I'm the sneeze ball. You know, you know? They take pride in their jobs. You know?
They do, and they kind of covet the job. Anybody who's not the snooze guy is like, he misses it all the time.
Yeah.
I want to be the snooze guy. I
Right.
would
You
do better.
fire him.
Yeah.
But,
And the classroom job I tried this year, and I run it very well. I was happy with it. One problem I did have was it counted towards their participation grade.
yeah.
And
That can
But
be,
then I had
can.
students, and I would hit, who wants to be the sneeze person? Okay, 10
Yeah.
people raise their
Yeah.
hand, pick one, and then they have to self-evaluate, and then give themselves a score for participation.
Yeah.
One can only get the 10 if they have a passing job.
Right.
So then I had students who were upset that they didn't get a 10 because they volunteered for a job, but they didn't get assigned the
Yeah.
job. So then I was struggling with that.
Yeah. Well, what did you try, or what could we help her with this?
The only thing I can think of is to come up with enough jobs so that everybody has one.
Yeah.
Can you buddy them? Can you have the sneeze team?
The sneeze team.
Sneeze squad, yeah.
Sneeze squad. That's great.
That would be good.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Because that sounds like a lot. I have like 5 jobs, maybe, and if I remember to do them, great, because they have to remember to do their job unless it's something vital to how our classroom goes. Like the sneeze thing, they're in charge of that. Because but 26 jobs, like that sounds so overwhelming to me.
Yeah, I have a list on my website. There's well over 26 on there.
You have to have it be part of their participation grade? I mean,
Yeah,
isn't there enough incentive
yeah.
to not have to do that?
Right.
Yeah, you
Just
could-
fire them
you
if
could
they're
make
not
it
doing a
up.
good job.
Not make it participation.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
really not,
Doesn't have
yeah.
to be like this.
Just do your
Count
job.
10 points or
Yeah.
it could be.
But they could get 9, which is still an A.
Not with the grading
Not your
scale,
grading scale,
no.
yeah.
But it really isn't fair, so.
Yeah, it's not fair. That's how I
Yeah.
felt too, and I totally agreed with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I get it. So then I would say, well, if you volunteered for a job, let's write that down. And if you didn't get it, I would just say, no, you volunteered.
Yeah.
Let the super points be something that can be used to participation.
And it's not like a huge amount towards their grade, but
Right.
it is a grade. And some students are really
That's a big
hung up on
thing.
one, every little grade they get.
Yeah.
And then they're like, that's not fair, I volunteered. But
Well, you could either get more jobs, just a little job, or not make it part of the grade. So like, those are some good ideas.
that's all I want for free.
Yeah.
Simple.
Sun Tzu.
Oh jeez.
Every battle is won before it is fought. You've got to figure out these procedures before school starts. This is where your job, your work comes into play, right? You need to figure out what's going to happen in my classroom, and how do I think ahead? How do I how am I going to model these procedures before school begins?
Doesn't anybody else have a problem when, I could not stand when kids, I was gone for the last 3 days, what I missed? I thought, get out of my face. So we have some kind of system for them to be able to do that all by themselves. So I'd like have a makeup sheet in the book then, and they look it up, and probably pretty soon it'll be online and so on, but it's not updated because I changed like overnight, like, I think I'll do.
Yeah.
That's
That's a job.
We didn't get that far. And
There's a
don't
job.
ask
That
me.
just sounds like a job, yeah.
That sounds just like a job.
Oh, yeah, it is a
Yeah.
job too.
Yeah.
They have to copy what's on my backboard and
Yeah.
make the changes and so on. But yeah, there's definitely a job. But
Someone
that's a
else can be in charge of
wonderful
that.
thing to save you time.
Yeah. Absolutely. We talked about this in rituals. Rituals are just the way we do stuff in this class. This is the way we do it. And when something happens, I have this toad here because in my class, I have this stuffed real cane toad from Guatemala. So it's almost like it's real.
From where?
Guatemala. They're everywhere.
Like a Texas stuff.
It's stuffed.
Yeah.
But it's a real toad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Feels like leather.
Stuffed real.
Looks just like this. That's not a plush animal. But when it's their birthday and somebody squeals and lets them know it's your birthday, then we sing Sapo Verde eres tú. You heard those? Spanish teachers? Some people would know, right? In Central America, this is the deal. Happy birthday to you with a thick Spanish accent. Sounds a lot like, they figured out, hey, that sounds almost like Happy birthday to you, Sapo Verde, eres tú, Sapo Verde, eres tú. And so, when it's their birthday, it's this hokey, stupid ritual we do. But you can think of fun kind of rituals. We drop everything, we do that, we sing, and we get closer and closer to them, and put it right in their face, and they're kind of grossed out. And then at the very end, the toad kisses them on the cheek, and they get to have the toad on their desk the whole hour, you know, or if it's a birthday. And that's a stupid ritual that we do. You surely have rituals like this that you could probably do too, right? But make a deal of it. It's like this is how we handle birthdays here. You could, yeah, if you want to sing that.
And I
But that would be your
feather
ritual.
boa, and
Yeah.
that's my.
That would be your ritual, that's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. do your-
Sapo con Z o sapo?
Sapo Verde. In fact, just look Sapo Verde on YouTube. There's like 500 different examples of people singing.
Really?
Yeah. Or just to the tune of Happy Birthday. But that's what we do. That's an example. Okay? So I think the effective classroom management method, it should be handled the opposite of the don't smile before Christmas that you would learn taught in college, right? Don't smile till Christmas was you never are nice until at least Christmas. Because you can always ease up, but you can never tighten up, right? And so that's what they taught me back in the dark ages, right? So this is Sun Tzu again, from The Art of War. And I love this. It says, if student soldiers are punished before they've grown attached to you, they will not prove submissive. They'll just rebel. And unless submissive, they will be practically useless. If, when soldiers have become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, that's our consistency. They'll still be useless. Therefore, soldiers, students, must be treated in the first instance with humanity, but kept under control by means of iron discipline. So what I'm saying is what you do is you treat them kindly, friendly, just helpful as could possibly be in the first couple weeks, and they attach to you. You're not harsh, you're not cruel, you're not just doing. But once they're attached to you, you just say no, 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 and you just keep on enforcing your rules. And then this way they still like you, but you still have order. But you have to do all of this in the first 2 weeks of school, which is hard. So the first couple weeks of school, you're only or mostly practicing your procedures, instituting the rituals, showing you love them, and just doing that, and you're still just a little bit of your content. Because once this machine gets going, then you can rush ahead because they're all pulling with you in the harness. There's not one that's pulling back and holding things, or a whole group of them, or the whole class. They're all going with you. This makes a huge difference. So, swift, calm, consistent, reasonable consequences, and things that require consequences. This is our think sheets. Man, we have to get to the body language stuff. I cannot believe this. Okay. So there's the E is expressions. Your expressions, your body language. So we're going to practice this a little bit. This is fun, and this is really helpful. I've had 13 student teachers in my career. One every other year is as much as they'll let me have. We have the main teaching college in Colorado is right next to us in our same county. And I've had 13 full-on student teachers, and I've had 27 other just kind of part-time student teachers, lower level observations. So, Nevada, you could easily pull this off too. But this is how I train student teachers, and it works like crazy. Student teachers can control a class. The Queen Victoria stare, this is to control kids with your body language, okay? And I got this from Craig Jones. A relaxed face is not easy to read. In the old days, a lot of people like this because it took, the exposure. They couldn't move for like a minute or two, right? And so a lot of people look like this, but especially Queen Victoria. Oh my gosh. This is how you get this look on your face. It's not readable. It's like a blur to your your subconscious mind. You can't tell if this person is happy, sad, irritated, worried. You can't tell. It's just like this, it's like static. And it bothers people.
Yeah.
It bothers them to no end.
It's unnerving, yeah.
It is. So, here's what you do. You're slightly opening your mouth. You're not touching your teeth together. But you don't open your lips. Like you keep your lips together. Okay? So. Look, I just looked at you like this. You did the exact answer. This is exactly what everybody does. They can't help it. You smile. You go. It's like, I'm so cute, don't hurt me. You know, almost everyone does this. It's because it's unnerving. You're just like, is this person, what, are they about to attack me? Are they sad? Are they worried? Are they happy? You can't tell. So you relax your cheeks, all right? Open your mouth. And put your lips together. Now, turn to someone with your normal face on, and then show them the Queen Victoria face, okay? Turn to and just see what your reaction is. See what you do. Yeah, don't smile.
It's different when you do it. You can do a little bit.
It's not the words, I'll show you. All right. You can feel it. You can just tell by people's reaction in the room, right? There's something to this. And it works even better with when you do a little dramatically. Because in this class, and it's even happening here, right? The person that's furthest away from you will start talking.
Yeah.
Right?
That's me.
No, it's natural. The people right here were not talking. The people that I have a hard time getting to
Right.
are talking, right? It's a natural human thing. It's not bad people. It happens, right? Thank you for the example. Here's what we do. They're working, or they're supposed to be working, with a partner, retelling a story, or whatever. You're working with someone here, and you slowly raise up, and you get your Queen Victoria face on. And you turn, and then you turn your shoulders to them, and then you turn your hips to them. And you just, because it's like it's like the hips. When your hips are aimed at somebody, that means you need business, right? When you stand like this to someone, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah.
But if I stand like this, I'm your friend, I'm helping you, right? But so even all the way across the room, it's threatening. And I've seen 100-pound, 5'2" ladies do this. And like when I worked for the Tulsa Juvenile Bureau, is when I started to pick this up. And she was like our psychologist, and she was like, "Gah." It's like you did not want her to give you that look because it's just unnerving. So you turn, look, and then just turn your shoulders slightly.
Ready to attack.
And there's like, no one even notices in the whole classroom. You think you're just like, ah! It's like a laser beam cutting into you. And then you can do it direct it to anyone in the whole room you want. It's amazing. It's a subconscious thing that works. That we know when our hips are squared to somebody, that you've got my full attention, and I'm not sure you want my full attention, when you do this. you know, like this is ineffective. You better stop that, young lady, you know, because my attention is divided here, right? You know, it's like she can get away with whatever she wants. You know, just like kids that are talking to each other, their hips are to each other, and then they turn and face you, you know. What, senor? You know, they still are giving their friend the total to turn out for business. So this is part of the Queen Victoria thing.
Bryce, I've
Yes.
noticed that in my room, for example, I'm sure everybody in here has teacher ears. You can hear,
Tune
you
out.
know, a pin
Yeah.
drop in the corner and totally know who dropped it.
Yeah.
But I'm helping one group and group B over there is yammering about, well, how do you say la da da da? Yeah, that. And back to this group and
Yeah.
how did she know?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
And
she didn't
it
hear us
it
cussing
freaks
in
them out
before.
when I can talk to
Yeah.
one group, I'm with this group, oh, your answer is yeah, okay, that's you guys.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I don't have side conversations because I'll interrupt them even if they're speaking in English and they'll, by accident, I'll say, oh really, that sounds like a really cool party, where was that at?
Yeah, just
Sugar
you're
bus.
aware of what's going on. That's part of it. Exactly. I want to show you another one. This book right here really helped. And it's on this Andrew Newberg, MD. Words Can Change Your Brain. It's the loving book. And I had a student teacher last year that she was very upset with herself because she wasn't getting it right. But when she was upset with herself, she gave off these vibes, and students thought they were upset with her, with them. But she was just really upset with her own self. But the students thought she doesn't like me, she never approves of anything I do, but she was just mad at her own self. I mean, I could see exactly what was going on. It says, I had to teach her this, the loving with the Mona Lisa, okay? This is what you do. I'll just explain this because that's faster than me to read through it. But it's all on my website. This Mona Lisa is probably the best look, the most famous one for this. Right? Different than Queen Victoria. This look is what you do is you think of someone in your life that's always loved you and always has accepted you no matter what. You know, for me is my grandma, you know, and my dog, right? Like they've never not accepted me, they've never not been happy to see me, they never even once thought that I was irritating or a jerk or too busy for me or anything. They just loved me, they thought me the greatest thing ever, all the time. And so when you think of your grandma like that, you can't help it. You start sending out messages of love and acceptance because your grandmother was loving and accepting you. And so you reflect back her love and acceptance. But so you're taking this idea and you're thinking of your grandmother, and so all of a sudden your whole body becomes loving and accepting. And you just look at someone and they just go, he loves me and he accepts me. He thinks I'm great. You know? And it just starts flowing out of you. And this actually works. I mean, they've done studies on this. CI does seminars on this all across the country. But it's called Words Can Change Your Brain. You tap into a pleasant memory. That's what you do. And that look stays on your face. And if you get good at it, pretty soon you can just like call it up. And anyone that looks at you, you go, he doesn't think I can't get this. He doesn't think that I'm stupid. He thinks I'm great. He thinks I'm wonderful. And you just start giving off that vibe to kids, and they will start reflecting. It's in law enforcement and social work, they call this the TARI box. So I modified this for teachers. Police officers use this to de-escalate things. Social workers use it to de-escalate. Hostage negotiators use this to de-escalate. So when I'm thinking and feeling, that affects how I appear and how I behave. And that affects how students think and how they feel. And that affects how students appear and how they behave, and then that goes around. It can go spiral downward real easy, But it can also spiral upward if we're aware of what's happening. So think of grandma, right? Your dog, your spouse, whatever. And then the Mona Lisa look will start appearing on your face and your body. And students will see that, pick up on it. And then they will start to unconsciously want that approval and that affection. And they will start behaving better. So this is not just some wacky, mystical thing I've come up with. They train police officers to do this with people. They train hostage negotiators to do this with people. And it works great. And so this can work with your students in your class too. I did this with my student teacher, and things started to change in her class. And it's like I did coach her. Who are you going to think of when you do this? Tell me, explain to me, explain why. We practiced it during planning time. And this really, really worked. So the two things I want you to work on is, are we done in just a couple minutes?
No, 10 after.
10 after, okay. All right, good.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah, well,
All right. This is harder to do. The reason I teach the Queen Victoria, that's easier to get. You can just relax and get that. This one takes a little while to get the image in your mind, and it could take like a minute or two to get it to come to you if you're not accustomed to doing this. All right? We're going to practice this just for a second, and I'm going to show you some other body language stuff for about 10 minutes. And we'll have 10 minutes to wrap up. We can get much of it.
So there's really no way to fake this or to actually have it happen naturally
Yeah.
without having that image first. So
Right.
that's what you need to develop that skill.
Right.
Going there.
Yeah, I'm just like going to grandma's house. You're 6 years old. You know. I mean, you have to. You got to get that real clear and get a real clear pathway into your mind for that. The Queen Victoria you can kind of fake.
Mm-hmm.
This one you can't fake. You actually have to be thinking of grandma or whoever. Okay. I don't know if we can't really practice this right now because it takes too long to evoke. But think about doing this. Okay?
Is there a way to know that it works? What have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Effect
I've seen it with people.
For kids that are like impossible and then little
Yeah.
by little.
Yeah. You can actually tell when they start softening.
So the student teacher obviously was your
Yeah.
But she think it was like magic too.
Yeah. She was like, oh man, all of a sudden these kids like me.
Wow.
Because she wasn't like mad at herself, and the kids thought that they were mad at her.
Oh, okay.
She was loving them. So I have to teach you a couple other things here. So that's one you can't really fake. But the trick is to think of grandma and it will come out. I guess that's a sort of a thing. What we have to do is we have to learn how to send inauthentic body language to kids. You know? Like, and we want to be kind and accepting and stuff to them, but we have to send body language even when we're tired, even when we're upset, even when we're hurried, even when they're disappointing us. We have to send body language to them that we like them and we accept them. And so our eyebrows, we talked about that, our smile, palms, body position, leaning in, and mirroring. We're going to talk about it real quick. This is why this body language is so important. There's 4 people in the primitive part of our brain. There's only 4 categories. There's friends, and you listen to your friends. Mates, you tend to seduce them. Can't have this in school, right? Enemies, we do not want these. You make up bad stories. You gossip about your enemies. You turn people against them. And you ignore people that don't matter. We do too much ignoring of kids in the hallways in their own classrooms. And when we stop that as a password when they come in, giving jobs, making them feel important, acknowledging them in the hall. We have too many people that are in this category, even in our classrooms, and we need to move them into this category. They're not our friends, but they're in a friendish category with us. And this you can do this with your body.
Or you can go to YouTube and just do any YouTube body language.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great body language.
Not just teacher things or.
Yeah, just general, just body, how to read body language, how to send body language. Start experimenting with that. We talked about the eyebrow lift. That shows that people like that. I notice you and I like you. Like the girl that was even my student. The authentic smile. We're going to practice this for a second. It's broad, it's your full face, and it's slow. All right. The fake smile in a wedding, right? You're just, your mouth is up, but your eyes aren't. Your face isn't engaged, and it's just frozen there. An authentic smile grows slowly over like 3 seconds, and it just lasts for a little bit, like 3 seconds, and then it goes down. And that's how you fake an authentic smile, right? But it's not instant; it grows, okay? And your cheeks lift and your eyes shut just a little bit. It's just fake. It's just like this, right? Real, it's you lifting the whole face, all right? And it's broad, all right? So we're going to practice this with each other. Let's mirror this real quickly. Turn to somebody. And practice a real looking, inauthentic smile. Make it real slow. Make it broad. Alright? See what it looks like, see what it feels like. And then let it go. Let it go. Don't let it go.
The whole vibe.
There's a video where they walk, and they tell us walk.
Which one are we doing?
Like when they go, they're laughing.
You can feel this, right? Here's the thing. Don't hold it for too long. If you smile for too long, it's fake. It shows you're insincere. So this is a delicate area, right? We're actually being a little bit fake here, but we don't want to look like we're being fake. So the thing is, if you really smile at people, you're going to start liking them and feeling happier and really enjoying them too. So. But just don't hold it for too long when you learn how to implement this. Here's another thing. Your hand placements. Your hands in your pockets mean you're cool and you don't care. Right? Don't do something. This is a guy thing, I guess. Right? But don't do this. Do not put your hands in your pockets. You're too cool. Right? All right? You leave your hands at your side. Hands covering your stomach or your chest. I know this is kind of an issue for women. You got to be careful. Wear stuff that's not too revealing, I suppose. Right? But if hands covering, you're hiding or blocking. You think maybe you're being defensive, right? A little bit, but it actually shows that I don't trust you, and you shouldn't trust me either. Because if I don't trust you, then there's probably a good reason you shouldn't trust me, because it's both, right? And so, if you're cold, wear something heavier, right? But if you're doing this, it's setting off a message that you shouldn't trust me, you shouldn't like me, you shouldn't accept what I say. So don't do that. Your hand position. With palms up, it shows that there's no weapons in your hands. This is all subconscious stuff that's going on. Palms down is authoritative. Pointing is demeaning. You don't do that. Say, what's your answer? Tell me. Right? That's just like you're an idiot. Don't do that. Okay? Palms down, I would only rarely use palms down during an emergency. Right? I want everybody to stand up and go over here. Right now. Go. This is authoritative. Right? But I would barely ever use this. This is what you need to do, is with your palms up when you make gestures. And like all you guys, this over here, to stand up and come over here. It's like it's inviting. Your subconscious mind, there's no There's nothing in your hands. There's no weapon in your hands. I'm not going to hit you, to hurt you. I'm totally inviting you to come and do this. So when you point or when you want people to go, would you guys go over to the classroom right here, please? And it's this gesture with your palms up is a big, big thing. If you're doing this or this, you got to stop doing that because kids will react negatively against you subconsciously. Hands not come to your stomach, right? It's like stuff opposite this. So you're trust me. I'm not a predator. I'm not thinking of you as prey either. Like we're not enemies. I'm just open to you. I'm showing I'm vulnerable here. And so I'm not covering anything up. And so she says, oh, he trusts me, I can trust him. You know? So that's think about that. Let me see. Controlled movements. Think about a lion here. They don't move fast until they're about to strike, right? How does a male lion move its head? Right? What does that look like? They're not like darting all around, right? They're just slowly moving, right? The person who moves more slowly is more in authority in almost any situation. And so if you're working on establishing your authority or regaining your authority in a classroom, you move more slowly, right? You don't just dart ahead. It's like, I told you to be busy, young lady, right? You know, right? That's just like no power at all, right? But if you just move, do everything slow, that helps you a ton. We talked about this. I modeled this right here. 180 degrees straight to someone is confrontation, right? There's problems. This is friendship, right next to it, 45 degrees. Right? And the more you angle it, the more confrontational it becomes. So you don't want to go right beside it. You want to go about 45 degrees. And this shows that I'm refraining. Okay?
We had tables they went to, and it's like, can't really get it.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah.
I prefer just chairs. You know, no desks, stuff. That's all. But I do what you can. And mirroring. Subtle mirroring builds trust and pulls people in. Salesperson people are really good at this. We need to learn how to do this. If you mirror what someone is doing to you, they start to like you and trust you. Just mirror their actions. So when you're talking to a kid, especially a kid that's upset or an adult that's upset, you just start slowly, subtly mirroring what they're doing. You know, you don't make it real obvious, like do every single thing they're doing. But just slowly, just go, huh, yeah, I see what you mean. Right? And just slowly do what they're doing. And it starts to suck them in. They start feeling, I like this person. I can trust this person. I should listen to this person. Because it's their own self. And it's a famous thing politicians and salespeople do all the time. You come here to stand up. Your tone of voice, make it friendly. Oh. And not too fast. I have to show you this. We have to talk about this. Matthew Lieberman. If you've not got this book, Social, order it on Amazon today. This book is revolutionary. This Matthew Lieberman is a cognitive, is a neuroscientist that studies the brain and human relations. And he claims that Maslow's hierarchy is wrong when you look at people's brains and how they actually function. Maslow's famous hierarchy, right, is here. The physiological needs, food, sleep, water, right, are the foundational ones. He says when you look at the way people's actual brains work, Maslow was not right. One of them, love and belonging, is these. And it may be They can't even get up to needing food and water unless they belong, unless they're loved. So he says it goes down here, and just watching how people ask him to think about things, directing them while their brain is being scanned. So this is actually how it works. So how are we going to get our kids to feel like they're loved and they belong? I'm not saying that safety or these things are important, but how do we get them, how do we do that? A lot of it, I say, is by the body language. That's how you start to get them to feel like they're loved and they're accepted in your classroom and by one another. This is precarious. This can be thrown off, by, turmoil in your school, or, by one or two kids that are just like determined to screw things up. But this is where we're heading. This is what you want. You want every kid to feel like they're loved and they belong in your classroom, and you're doing it by the procedures you've set up. Okay. All right.
And before this year, this is my first past year with TPRS and CI purely, I never had the opportunity like I have now to love on my kids, to teach their eyes. And it's just, it just totally changed my life.
Yeah.
Changed my students' life.
Yeah. That's really true. I mean, we have a unique opportunity to do this. If you teach with TPRS in a language class, it's like there's no, I don't know how you could, any other way you could touch kids this way. Because you can reach into their soul.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, we are. It's so incredible. This is how we do it. All these tricks. Man, okay. Thank you.
I'm tired.
User-friendly classroom. Oh man. ADD, ADHD is worse the further east you go. This is okay. Where's Iowa on this map?
Right there.
Yeah. That's supposed to be Iowa, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a combination.
Colorado is not on there.
There's not 50 states.
Where is Iowa?
Yeah.
There's more ADHD in our area. Is that what you're saying?
The further east you go, there's more ADHD.
So,
this is Ken Robinson. This is one of the
really
most
good.
famous TED Talks.
Yeah, he's really good.
It's just amazing. Look that up. And he says ADHD is caused by teachers, period. Right? It's not a thing. It's caused by lousy teaching practices, making kids sit for too long, right? Without getting them moving, look at each other, up, talk around. So, let's see again. So, figure out a way to get that squirrely kid up out of his seat 5 times during the classroom. Have them move every 10, 15 minutes if you can. Here's almost done. So high attention, low attention. This is attention in the classroom. If you really want them to see something, learn something, do it the first few minutes of class and reinforce it at the end of class. You can adjust this a little bit, but their attention generally goes down throughout the class. This is where they're going to remember stuff. And if you just use it for doing the roll or something, they're just going to remember who was in class. That's all they're going to remember, right? So it can look like this. It can go down and then do an activity, get them up and moving, get them looking at each other, talking to each other, and you can have different peaks in the class instead of going down. Oh man, well, I'm just going to do one quick thing. This is really my favorite thing. Started and end with respect rituals. We start with a greeting, password. We end with a goodbye. Begin the class with routine, end it with routine. This is what I do. I say, clase, and they say, sí, señor. And I actually say, gracias por aprender. And I usually go in the middle of the class and I say, but I actually do this. And I go like this, I say, gracias por aprender. And I bow to them. And they say, they don't have to stand up, but they say, gracias por enseñarnos. mi placenta. And then that's how they know class is over. Class is not over until you leave this retreat. So they're not standing by the door. And every single day, I remember my job is teaching them, entertaining them, not being their friend, and their job is to learn. And I spoke in Seoul, South Korea 3 months ago. And I told them this, and I told them what I did. They go, "You're Korean!" I'm like, "What?" You know? And they said, because I bowed to them and stuff, and they go, "Yes, a Korean teacher would do something like that." They go, "But that's even better. We love that." They were just like, they couldn't believe it, you know? But it was just, it's just so respectful. I actually do this, not a 90-degree bow, just slide down to them. And to show them that I really appreciate their time and their attention. And it works. Like
And they'll never say gracias para again.
Yes. Right, you got the pour in there, exactly. You know, and then, you know, there's some structures that help them.
Excellent.
Right? And so, 2 minutes. This is why classroom jobs work. Because if you do, if I want you to like me, it's not best for me just to help you keep giving something to you. Plenty of parents have done it with their kids, and their kids hate them, right? Here's how you get somebody to like you. You say, "Can I borrow this next hour? Because I need a computer." You know, and it's like, that's kind of a big deal. It's like, okay, if you do a favor for me, you start thinking, I did a favor for him. He must be a good guy. Like to reduce the cognitive dissonance in your brain. And if you do me a favor, you will like me more. Because your brain starts adjusting it somehow. It's just the weirdest thing. It makes so you get a kid that doesn't like you or doesn't like the class or doesn't think they can read or doesn't think they can learn Spanish. You ask them to do a real visible job. You know, a job that's visible and done a lot every day. You ask them to do that for you. That will make them start liking you. They have to like you. I mean, that's the one thing about this. It doesn't work if they don't like you. You know. But we have a great opportunity, like you were saying. Thank you. But if they don't like you, it doesn't. It starts falling apart. So you got to get them to really do it. This is one way to do it.
How do you get them to see that it's a small favor, or is that just a natural thing?
It's just, I don't tell them it's a favor. You could say, "Do me a favor," and pass the favors out. Or, would you mind doing this job?
Oh, with like the password.
Yeah. Password. Password is asking for a small favor. So just tell me the password to get in the class. That's like a small favor. Yeah. Every other class, they just walk in and just, nobody notices. They have to engage with you in the class. That's asking you for a favor. So, well, anyway, I guess we can't hit all the rest of this. That's pretty good. Just relax. Try to make you relax. Don't feel worried.
What's your recent activity?
Well, there's 6 hours and 2 hours.
Yeah.
But hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, I'll be free to talk full time from here or email me. I can say that, right? If you say, if you have a question, email me. Out of 100 people, 1 or 2 people will email. So just be that person. I'll respond to it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.